In the chaos of Squid Game's deadly first round, red light, green light, it's easy to overlook the small details. But one of those small details is player 196, Kang Mi-na. Her death comes swift, the first of many. But if you look closely at her character, her debt, her number, and even her words,
the pink's cute as hell.
You'll see that her elimination wasn't random at all. In fact, it carried symbolic weight and might have changed the course of the game if she had survived. Before the massacre begins, Kang Mi-na makes a lighthearted comment about the guards.
Can I have the outfit you guys are wearing instead? The pink's cute as hell.
It seems almost absurd, a bright moment of normalcy in an otherwise terrifying scene. But then, look at her. Her fingernails are painted pink, and if you catch the brief flashback that reveals a glimpse of her life before the game, you'll see she's wearing a pink dress. This isn't random set design. In Squid Game, color carries meaning. Pink is the color of the guards, the enforcers of the system, faceless and obedient. Kang Mi-na's connection to pink could symbolize innocence, optimism, or a naive belief that beauty can exist even in horror. Or perhaps, as some fans suggest, it's a subtle signal that she was already marked for elimination, her pink blending her into the machinery of the game, just like the guards who serve it. Now, here's where the tragedy deepens. Unlike many players who owed billions of won,
230, Chesubong, 1.19 billion. 198, Chang Do-young, 1.4 billion. 283, Yoon-ju, 4.02 billion. 100, Im Jung-dae. Total debt, 10 billion.
Kang Mi-na's debt was relatively small,
196, Kang Mi-na. Total debt, 45 million.
about 31,000 USD. A large amount, but compared to the crushing, life-destroying debts of others, it was modest. And so she became the first to fall. Why? Because in Squid Game, desperation is currency. The ones with the least to lose don't belong in this nightmare. In a brutal irony, the game eliminates her first, as if to say you could have escaped, but now you can't. Let's talk about her player number, 196. It's not just random digits. 196 is 14 squared, a perfect square. And that echoes player 324 in Season 1, the first player to die during the game's opening slaughter, another square number. Was this the show's quiet way of signaling that certain numbers are cursed? A visual, numerical clue to her doomed fate? It's the kind of subtle detail that Squid Game is packed with, easy to miss, but impossible to unsee once noticed. Here's where things get really interesting. After red light, green light, the surviving players vote on whether to end the game. The vote is agonizingly close. Imagine if Kang Mi-na had lived. Given that her debt was so small, it's highly likely she would have voted to end the game. She had less incentive than the others to risk her life. That one vote could have tipped the balance. The game might have ended right there. Gi-hun could have escaped the nightmare. The frontman's plans would have been ruined. One player's survival could have unraveled everything. And then there's another eerie detail in Squid Game Season 2 player 230, whose actual name is Thanos.
You managed to collect all the Infinity Stones?
Not the supervillain from the Marvel Universe, but still the name feels ominous. What's even stranger is that everyone he called
Hey, Senorita, excuse me.
ended up dying. It's like he was carrying a curse or foreshadowing their doom with that single word. A small, darkly amusing detail that fans have latched onto because in a world as brutal as Squid Game, even these little superstitions start to feel like fate. Kang Mi-na player 196 might only appear briefly, but her story is a perfect example of how Squid Game layers meaning into even the smallest moments. From her pink nails to her small debt, from her square-numbered identity to the what-ifs of her survival, she represents lost potential and the cruel logic of a system that crushes the innocent first. Next time you watch that opening game, remember her death wasn't just a random casualty, it was a statement. A warning that even those with a shred of hope are the first to fall when the system is designed to destroy, and a cool detail just for you. Even her name, Mi-na,
Kang Mi-na.
literally means beautiful grace, a cruel irony for the first corpse.